what it looked like inside when they capture the slaves. So they bring them down to this part here. You can see these are all the old stuff that were used by the Navy. Actually, some of the slaves were also kept here. Very small place. Because this ship actually was intended to intercept other ships that were used to transport slaves. So what they normally do is just get some of the slaves from the ships that they intercept. You know, they just patrol and escort the ship down to America. This station actually is a very popular station in Ann Arbor, Baltimore, Maryland. So you can see the inside. This is what it looked like inside the popular Yankee horse ship. This is what the inside looked like. This is not something that was built 2, 3, 4 years ago. This was over 100 years ago. And according to the historian, he told us that this particular ship actually intercepted and saved over 4,000 slave ships. This is what it looked like inside. Closed area. So those areas over there, they are now closed, but they have the several equipment in there, supplies, medical supply for injured Navy, and equipment to keep the ship going, and several other stuff. So, and as you can see, even though this is a restricted area, but I just want to show you that you can still go one down here. You can still go one down, but it's for the Navy. So they hide in there to look, for enemies carrying slaves from the west coast of the African continent. Thank you for following me on Traveling with Abdulrasheed Abubakar to visit the popular Baltimore Harbor Yankee horse ship. Docked here in the popular Baltimore Inner Harbor in Maryland in 1861. This is the pantry. Also, when you come, this is the captain's office here. You can see that's the captain's office, and this is the washroom where the sailors, Navy sailors can go to take care of their hygiene stuff. So this area also they can relax and sit. As you can see, they can sit here and observe also the enemies. So, this is another standard washroom in case maybe someone is on the other side. This is actually the captain's, stateroom. So the captain's stateroom is very different because the captain is a very important person on the ship. So they put his space here. You can see you have a small window for him here, for the captain. This is his desk to study or to do whatever. And this is his bed, very cute and, very cute and nice. So you can see this is the ship captain's room here. So And this is a dining for them. When they all, come together, the executive officer, first lieutenant, second lieutenant, as I showed you earlier, they can all come here and, dine, eat, and talk about strategies in which they're going to use, to capture more enemy as they travel on the west coast of Africa. These people are here maintaining the ship. They are, maintaining it, making sure that, this don't get damaged. You can see she's there maintaining. They are the workers here. They work 24/7 every day because this thing has been here for more than 100 years. And this is the beautiful view of Baltimore, Maryland. Welcome to Baltimore Harbor, Maryland in the United States. It's about 65 miles from the US capital of Washington, D.C. You can see, so we have two more ships to show you. I'm going to show you another Chesapeake that was also used by the Navy, and also another smaller one. So let's go. This is another historic ship that was docked here at the Baltimore Harbor in Maryland. This ship was part of the USS Constellation history. USS Constellation Education historical ships here in Baltimore, Maryland. Let's go inside and see. This ship actually was also used by the US Navy to intercept the slave traders from across West Africa coast. This is US historical submarines. This is wonderful, man. They have all this workstation here where they communicate with other Navy on the Atlantic Ocean. The thing I want you, my viewers, to know is that the mission towards intercepting the slave traders on the Atlantic Ocean was not a small business. It was a very, very big business between the Europeans, the Americans, and all other world traders, including the Arab traders, because they want to escape with their slaves that were captured West Africa. And this ship was commissioned by the United States government to intercept them on their way to Europe or wherever they're traveling. You can see this is submarine. This is a very powerful and historical ship. You can see the head of this. The sailors can relax for some time here, sit down, drink water, whatever they want to drink, right? So you can see, just, taking you along with me. We have to travel again. Wow. Wow, and it still have a basement underneath. Is very fascinating, you know, traveling through this. And this house will have another, you know, monitoring area here where they can monitor, you know, their equipment and everything in here. You can see it's a very powerful submarine. Very, very powerful submarine used by the US Navy to patrol the Atlantic Ocean. So this is one of the most interesting parts in this submarine. Come here. You can see when I show you the washroom earlier over there on the other path. This is a kind of a washroom in this submarine here. They have you know, water area. You know, the water is now working again. The water is not working anymore here. They have beds for the Navy, the captains, and you see, the junior staff sleep on the bottom, while the senior staff, they have beds everywhere here. Towel, washcloths, clothes, belts, shaving stuff for men, cards, toothbrush, all that stuff that were used by the sailors and the captains in these submarines were left behind. And this is a small dispensary where they keep all, you know, gloves, treating, you know, stuff to treat minor wounds. And this is another room that is a very small space, but you know, the sailors, the captains, and the troops also use this to relax and wind down after working for several hours on this submarine. It's so interesting, very, very, very powerful to see these things left behind by the. So now we're in a normal military setting. You know, we call it officer dining room. This is where they will sit together to eat. There is no food for me this afternoon to eat with you guys on this traveling up with Abdurrashid Abubakar, but I will sit down here to remember the gallant savers of African slaves by the US Navy and sailors and army from those who captured them for trade to Europe and all over the world. So this is where they sit to eat together. You know, 6 men sit per table, according to the tour guide. So you can see some of them there in the picture. So this is the kitchen where they cook, prepare their meals. Original kitchen used by them. We are going to another deck space in the submarine. Okay, so this is another room where the commander sits. You see, there is another space down here as well. Very powerful. See, all this is very, very, very important to see this story that I'm making for you, my viewers. You can now put into your own context what the slaves that were captured on the continent of Africa, what they went through in the hands of slave masters. This submarines were used to save them, and the popular Yankee horseshoe was also used to intercept the ships that were used to transport the slave from the west coast or from the Africa continent. We have another area here. So as you can see here, they have space for bookkeeper. As I told you earlier, in the Yankee horseshoe, the person is known as the paymaster. This is his room right here on the submarine. And this is another room for the chief officers, chief executive officers. This is their private room here. So another executive officer's room here. They don't stay out there with other junior staff. This is the room for the captain. You have their own dining area here with their original plates and cutleries that were used by them during the journey. This is also another junior officer's room. This is for the junior officers. And this is the kitchen for the senior staff. This is their own kitchen inside this submarine. This is their own kitchen. You can see their cutleries, spoon, cups, and according to the USS Constellation Education Center, they call this place the living classroom way. They are committed and dedicated to improving the lives and future of children, youth, and families as we serve community with holistic and transformative opportunities. This is also some of the engine room you can see. Very, very, very interesting. And up here, you can see some officer actually sleeps up here. A very, very deadly mission. On both sides, you can see beds, mattresses. I wish I can go and hide up there for you guys to know what I'm, feeling. But it's a very good historical place here in Baltimore Harbor, Maryland. And thank you for joining me on the show today. I am Abdurrashid Abubakar.
This is Traveling with Abdurrashid Abubakar.